Welcome back. We are here for The Between, Lilacs in the Dark, episode 5. So, our hunters have answered a question for the enigma, Little Blackbirds. Is the killer one of the other patrons or one of the escorts? And I believe that it is Lord Mumford in order to protect Lady Sarah, and the opportunity is to resolve the threat by laying a trap for the perpetrator and catching or dispatching them. Okay? All right, so let's follow the play structure for the new edition of The Between. Night phase, and you guys had already decided to do a London night phase. All right, so in order, the keeper reads the first unseen prompt and the assigned player resolves it. Okay, so had to change the unseen that I had chosen from last time. One of our players is out. So hopefully Clint will be okay for next time. So I had to change it accordingly. And we will be doing the Saint Osana's Home for the Destitute. I'm going to read off the top prompt for that first and then assign them accordingly. So, Saint Osana's is a modest-sized workhouse with around 300 inmates. The cramped, unsanitary accommodation is segregated by age and gender, with families separated except for babes in arms. The food is meager, the work frequently pointless, and the discipline harsh and arbitrary. After lights out, the house is silent but for muffled sobs and snatches of whispered conversation. First prompt is everyone, because it's paint the scene. Second prompt is Kim. Third prompt is Mike. Fourth prompt is Jim. And it is G41 for where it's located on the character keeper. So, first prompt, paint the scene. What signs do we see that this place is not just pointlessly cruel, but deliberately so? And remember, the point of doing these unseens is to bounce back and forth between the hunter scenes and the unseens and provide yourselves with echoes in the night, thematically and or sensorily providing details that will kind of match up or contrast between the two scenes. And it doesn't have to be, again, your same scene that you're describing to get that echo in the night for experience later. Okay? So, all right. What signs do we see that this place is not just pointlessly cruel, but deliberately so?
Outside of mm, uh, the administrator's office, there is a sign instructing people to um, line up for discipline, but to not block the doors of the other offices while they wait.
I think you see probably some sort of sign indicating that if any one person falls out of line, an entire block that they're associated with, or the entire room they're associated with, will be shorted rations or given an extra shift.
The squalid and filthy looking dining hall, which smells atrocious, hanging on a wall that everyone can see, is a sumptuous painting of well-dressed people sitting at a feast.
Amazing. Definitely cruel. All right. So, where are people going to be this evening? You don't necessarily have to be all doing the same thing. Who's heading over to, well, Lord Mumford's, Little Blackbirds? What are you planning on doing to catch Lord Mumford? To have him face what he's done?
I'm thinking of probably because he's a regular Little Blackbirds. I'm thinking we probably want to set a trap for him there.
Okay. He likes the card room. could definitely, again, give that as a detail.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's what I was thinking as well.
Dr. Whitford, are you going to go with them, or are you going to on the prowl for something else?
Does one of us want to make sure that the lady is on
I was
board with it?
about to say, I think I want to engage with Lady Brookmeade, but I'm not sure where she'll be, so I'll figure that out. And then I want, before that, I would want to have a conversation about what this trap entails. Like, if you're going to straight up murder him, maybe brace the lady for that. But
I mean,
like, once we catch him, what's the plan?
that's a good question.
Third destroy.
He's using some kind of like magical ritual. Is there a way we can take command of the ritual and use it against him?
You can but try.
I mean, our goal is to make sure it doesn't get used against anyone else.
True.
And like that's like Hargrave's house remit is to clamp this stuff down.
True.
And like, you know, maybe what we like it seems to, I mean, my inclination is to um like confront him with the fact that we know, see what he says, and then ask the lady what she wants done with him. It was her husband. I'm not entirely convinced at this point that she like maybe she was not an accomplice, but I don't know that she didn't know or didn't, you know, like, oh, if only someone could solve this problem of my husband for me or anything like that. So I am a little curious about exactly how involved or not she is and, you know, what that's going to mean in terms of
Do we want to maybe all talk to her
how we
first and
how we deal
do
with him.
do we maybe want to talk to her first and then based on that information figure out what we want to do about him? Or do we want to divide and conquer and like wait for Dr. Whitford to report back before we take action? I'm just spitballing here.
I don't think all three of us going to see her would be the most likely to get information out of her. Um, I'm happy to bring her or escort her to Little Blackbirds if you want to engage with her
I I think
after.
I think the plan is to confront him with what we know, see what he says and does. Like I have no intention of murdering him unless he tries to kill me first, or he does kill me and then Larabee has to murder him. But that's not what we're going in there intending to do.
Okay.
This
I
will
think I would
not,
like to
yeah.
engage with the lady then. And I think maybe bring her there after you guys have confronted Mumford if you want to consult her with the outcome. If not, just tell her what's going down.
This will not be the first murder plot I've been involved in where I might have gotten killed as a result. I tried to talk Brutus down and that did not go well for me. You know how that ended.
You've told us before.
Beware the Ides of March.
Hmm.
What, just out of curiosity, what does Larabee and what does Dr. Whitford think of this story from Jack?
That Jack was there. That Jack tried to talk Brutus out of murdering Caesar.
Yes.
I'm thinking that Jack is. I think Jack is a consummate spinner of yarns. Could he been? I guess maybe because we've seen him die and get back up again. But I don't know. Seems like Jack's been like involved with too many like important historical events for all of them to have fallen a single individual immortal or not.
Maybe, maybe not.
But
Who knows?
I'm not calling him on that.
Okay. Okay. All right. And Dr. Whitford?
I think Dr. Whitford is compartmentalizing so hard that it's basically about to fracture her sanity. Like, on the one hand, Sure, like this, she's watched Jack reanimate. There's no reason that he couldn't have been around forever, but also that contradicts anything she knows about the world, and she cannot look at that directly. So she will just treat them like adorable stories and try to block it out.
Got it. All right. Amazing. Okay. Well,
So I think Rose wants to. So I think the approach that I think Rose wants to take is to go to Little Blackbirds, go to the card room, and get it and start playing cards, and maybe engage Mumford with some small talk to start, and then raise raise the stakes and not just at the game. That sound good to you, Jim?
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
and then Dr. Whitford, where do you expect to find Lady Brookmeade?
Not at Lord Mumford's, and probably not at whatever passes for the Brookmeade home, but I'm not sure. I don't think I asked her where she frequents, so I guess I will see if she is at home and hope, if not, that somebody can direct me to wherever she is. Like, ideally, I'd like to have this conversation somewhere where we all have to be polite about it because I'm not 100% certain she's. No, I am 100% certain she's capable of violence if necessary.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So, let's just say that um, Jack and Larabee, you're already there at Little Blackbirds, and you're setting up this little trap of cards, and perhaps Mumford is there and kind of like brazenly ignoring the fact that Jack had been a little bit handsy uh, the other night, um, and just kind of like bluffing his way through it, and then just saying, "Ah, Jack, wonderful to see you." And of course, Tanner provides you with your usual jacket, Jack, and then he tells you, like Tanner tells you, it's like, "I don't know what kind of spirits he's in tonight, Governor. It's acting all weird."
More so than usual?
Well, look at the stack that he's got in front of him. It's a bit high. It's usually more than he bets. And at the table, not only is he with maybe one or two of the other escorts, um, like uh, like I think like the real handsome one, and then like I think one of the medium-sized female ones. Um, there's also that person that you thought was his underling.
Yeah.
I think he referred to him as Morton
Yep.
last time. And like Morton will nod at you, Jack. It's like, and just continue looking at his cards. And
And Jack says, Mumford, you profligate old bastard. It appears as if you have uh, um, you've come into some recently, or are you just feeling bold this evening? Care to give us the opportunity to take some of that away from you? I should warn you, Ms. Larrabee here is from Texas and learned how to play cards from Wild Bill Hickok himself.
oh, that just means that I have more of the opportunity to take well, some of your money.
Well, I know which hand is high. Let's put it that way.
Let's see. And then, proceeds to deal out cards and all this kind of such. I think, Dr. Whitford, maybe you are delayed in getting away from Hargrave House. Um, and then as you're taking carriage over to where you think Lady Brookmeade's, uh, 、, 、, 、, 、, 、, 、, 、, 、, 、, 、, , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , , apartments are, or like, her home is in
Townhouse.
city. Yeah, the townhouse. Um, Perhaps you see her. Strangely enough, it's like, she looks like she's headed the for Little Blackbirds as well.
Do I see her on the street from my carriage?
You see her on the street from your carriage. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, like, you pull up, like, probably like a little way, like, maybe you're still a little bit ways away, like maybe at the foot of the hill, and she's gotten out for some reason at the foot, but she looks like she's going to be heading up the hill towards Little Brookmeade. But the weather's fine. I mean, it seems
I
to
was
be
gonna
a
say, I
nice
think I'll
night.
call out Lady Brooksmeade, or I'll get out of the carriage and join her walking.
She's Since it is we did not I cannot remember for the life of me what season we established we're in. Did we say summer or spring or
I
what?
don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't recall that we ever established what season it was, so if we want to do it now, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, how bad do we want all this like blood and guts from our pie threat to smell when we're
uh, yeah, high summer. Oh boy, that could be bad. uh
I don't know, like I feel London is like, kind of the most like Londony. If it's either like early spring
mhm.
or like late fall,
Okay.
where it's like, kind of chilly and wet and foggy and, you know, and like, is it getting hotter or is it getting colder?
All right, let's call it early fall then. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically it's like it's moderate enough and maybe we're in
Hmm.
between rainstorms.
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
kind of misty out, right? So
Hmm.
she's got her cloak on. It's not too heavy, so that's why you could see her features and such. But I mean, it's got like, the ermine lining on the outside of it, and it frames her again, nondescript but somehow attractive face, perfectly. And she stops and then she sees you, and then will wait as you get closer before she hails you and says, "Ah, Dr. Whitford, are you heading up to the hill? Are
I
you
am.
heading up?"
It looks like you are in the same direction. Shall we walk?
Yes, I needed some time to clear my head. Hmm.
I'll admit, I don't know what to address you by at this moment. What would you like me to call you?
I'm still, at this point, Lady Brookmeade, but I would not mind if you called me Lady Sarah.
Thank you, Lady Sarah. I'm Elinor, and would like it if you'd call me that.
Thank you, Elinor.
Lady Sarah, I fear that, well, let me ask, what sort of scene do you think you'll be finding at Little Blackbirds tonight? You said you needed a moment to collect yourself.
I, from the other night, I think I have made a decision, especially after talking with you.
Can I ask what that decision is? I
Lord
would
Black,
like to help if I can.
well, this would be, I guess, a matter of the heart. Um,
Those are usually outside my experience.
Or is it?
and she just looks at you shyly and says, "For as long as I have known Lord Mumford, and we have been fine friends for all this time, I believe he might be too fond of me, and I wanted to let him know that he is not first in my affections.
Wise of you to do that in a place where he will be around other people, then. That is a hard conversation to have. I am sorry that you will have to have it.
Yes, and he has been so kind and patient and understanding about my husband and just being a support. But I fear that he's making his attentions, again, his feelings a little bit too clear to me.
I am
Well,
glad that you know that his kindnesses do not purchase him anything.
no, no,
Um, I'm sorry, purchase is not quite the right word there, but in other circumstances, men are prone to believe that if they are kind, that they deserve something in return. And I'm glad that you're not in a position where he can make those demands of you. But I believe Lord Mumford will be meeting with some of my associates tonight.
oh, are
It
they,
may be that your matters of the heart will be solved in a different way than an uncomfortable conversation.
uh, as far as I know, I mean, Lord Mumford will be playing his usual game of cards.
We believe Lord Mumford to be involved in your late husband's demise. And we will be asking, or my associates will be asking him a couple questions and seeing where it goes from there.
That's impossible. Did
Oh,
you saw how the body?
did you see the body, Lady Sarah?
I saw a little bit before they ushered me away. His staring
Were you
eyes.
at were you at Little Blackbirds that night?
And she turns away from you slightly as she closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. Yes, Elinor, I was there.
I'm sorry you had to see that. It was a discomforting sight. But I am not sure how much you wish to know, Lady Sarah, and I do not want to burden you with information you do not wish to have.
I might say the same of you. Of me, Elinor. And we cut over to Jack and Larabee. Real quick. So, the cards are passed around. And I don't know poker. It's fine. So, we can sort of see like the the you know the three cards I think that you can actually see, and then of course you've got the one hand that like lays covered and such. Um, I think you two have pretty good hands, So I mean, it depends on whether like uh, Morton and Mumford have something really hot like underneath that one covered card. The other two, the escorts, their cards aren't that great, and they know it. So I think they fold, for that next round of bets. Mumford pushes most of his chips in. Morton casing uh, kind of looks a little nervous, but he'll put like one little stack, in the pile to bet.
Rose looks at her cards and looks at Mumford and like looks him square in the eye to try to like get a feel, try to get a sense of like, is this guy bluffing? What's his tell? I'm guessing we've probably had a couple of hands already. But I'm gonna try to figure out if this guy has a tell and you know, try to determine um and I think if it's okay with you, I'd like to say I think and she looks at her cards, she looks at him, she just raises an eyebrow and just like curls her lip into a smile and says, "My Lord Mumford, I've made that move many a time at the table. I think you're bluffing, my friend." And she matches and calls. She calls.
Oh, ooh.
And I look at her and I raise an eyebrow. And then I say to Mumford, uh, I've known her long enough to know that look, old man. Too rich for me. And I throw my cards in.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna call this a night move because you see, like, as you're staring into his eyes, there is a strange gleam. Like, the light is not that off. Even with the lamplight and stuff. Um, and you can sort of see something like kind of peeking out of his eyes. Like, you see Prometheus?
Yeah.
Like how that wiggly thing is coming out of the guy's eye? Yeah, you see that. You see that quite clearly since you got a 10 on the quickening. So, yeah.
Okay.
Night move. So, what do you think will go wrong if you fail or you lose your nerve?
I think that he's going to use I think he's going to use this like weird plant magic thing to you know not just I think the card game is secondary. I think he's going to try to like use his like weird fine magic to basically basically try to go out in a blaze of glory and like try to take me out.
Yes. The way it's worse is that, because it's going to be branch and vine magic, it's not only going to be you, but he's going to reach out to the whole table and you're going to literally see like shoom, 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 like like all around. So all the escorts, Jack and Morton, will be pretty much speared through and impaled with branches as he sucks the life out of all of you. That's how it's worse.
Okay, that is indeed worse. And I think I'm going to go with this. This sounds like it's magic. Can I be rolling with sensitivity here?
Oh God, yes. I was gonna say that anyway.
Got it. Well, that's one of my better stats. And I think I'm going to use a personal quarters item because it seems awfully appropriate.
Okay.
I'm going to use my I'm going to make drawing on the luck of Wild Bill Hickok. I'm marking my 8 of clubs that was allegedly in Wild Bill Hickok's hand.
Oh wow, nice. Okay, so because you have two conditions, and I can only use like one of them really against you, I'm gonna call that a straight roll. So your Wild Bill Hickok, mojo is just gonna be like, you know, um, getting you like less drained, like less shaken up. Okay, so you're like
Okay.
better on even keel. So
Okay.
straight with sensitivity on your roll,
Okay.
please.
That is an 8.
Okay. So 8 on your night move.
And my purpose here was, my purpose was to, like one, figure out if he's bluffing, and but I mean my purpose was to win the hand, but also to like hopefully like not make him go all magic explodey.
Yeah. So, but you called it, right? I mean,
I called him. Yeah,
you called his bluff.
I called his bluff. And I think it's probably just the two of us that are in the hand. Is it just the two of us that are in the hand now?
Well, Morton had put in like, his chips because he wasn't sure. But I mean, I think when he turns over his card, obviously they weren't as good as like, you two, right? Um, and I think you called his bluff. I mean, like whatever you have is like, just that bit like, better than yours. I mean, like, like whatever you have is just that bit better than his. Sorry.
Okay, so I do win the hand.
You do win the hand, and you see a flush creep into his face. like he's getting pissed. But there's something else creeping into his face as well, because then you start to see, like, okay, so didn't really describe him. Like, he's a very jowly man with like balding and then kind of like bushy eyebrows and like kind of like the tufts of hair by his ears. But you do see like a little bit of the like whirl like that you saw from the coachman start to come out of his ear. So not coming out of his eye, but I mean, like, you see it coming a little bit out of his ear. Like, you definitely see that movement. And he's getting a little bit pissed. Good call. And, like, he says this through gritted teeth. Good call, Miss Larabee.
I may have played this game once or twice back in Texas.
So you shall. So you say. Let's try another one. He still has chips, so we'll see. Next unseen. Kim. Cedric Decker is a boy of 11 whose father was a wealthy wine merchant until gambling landed him in debtor's jail. As Cedric lies in his bed in the boy's wing, how do we see his sheltered upbringing has not prepared him for this place?
I think Cedric's crying, like trying to be quiet or pretending to try to be quiet, but failing entirely. And you see a boy a couple years older um, come to his bed and shake him and say, and hand him a small hand pie and go, I know you missed dinner. I stole this today. And Cedric asks, what is it? The boy, a pie. Cedric's like, but what's in it? Meat. And the boy is like starting to regret being kind and about to take it back. And Cedric says, oh, I don't like cold pie. And the boy just rolls his eyes, takes the pie back, and walks back to his bed.
Amazing. Back to the conversation as you're walking up to Little Blackbirds. Lady Sarah looks at you, Dr. Whitford. What truth? Before I said, pray do not ask me things that I cannot answer. But for you, I think you deserve to know the truth. At least, about me. I too was at Little Blackbirds the night my husband died. I wasn't supposed to be. I was supposed to be home, like a good little wife, tending his fire and not knowing about his little birds that he would see. But he didn't know that I also would visit. I didn't realize we saw the same, well, that we went to the same nests.
That must have been unpleasant to learn. Not that he was, not that he had birds, but that you'd been unknowingly sharing one.
We might have been. Little Blackbirds is known for its discretion. So, they kept
Oh,
quiet.
I'm sorry. The euphemisms get away from me sometimes. I thought that you meant the two of you were seeing the same person, not frequenting the same establishment.
Correct.
Okay.
We would have no idea if we were or not. I'm not sure who he favored, if he had. And, to be honest, I don't know if I would have favored any of them either.
Fair.
But also, when I said I had given my heart away, it was not to one of the escorts. It was someone else. And Lord Mumford might not have liked it if he knew who it was.
I think Elinor will take a moment to try to put her thoughts in order and say, had you told anyone, Lord Mumford or the late Lord Brooksmeade, about your affections?
Of course not.
I didn't. I had to ask. I did not think that your answer would be yes. Is that why you headed? So you are headed tonight to speak to Lord Mumford about his attentions being too attentive.
Correct.
Okay.
That I would
Is
not
the
need
new
his protections, or that I would at least want to keep his friendship. Just that. And how much I have appreciated it for all this time. I'm hoping that he understands.
there's definitely an expression of, oh, you poor sweet summer child. Um, like Dr. Whitford tries to keep it from Lady Sarah, but
I mean, she looks away from you when, like,
right.
when she's talking. So, you know.
The camera definitely sees my
Right, right,
face.
right, 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 right.
Um, I hope for that for you too as well.
Thank you. I believe it would be best that I perhaps told him again in a more public place, and he can be among a more comfortable, friendly atmosphere, and he can then be comforted if he is feeling sore about it, I suppose. I would hope that he would have more decorum. But,
Men will surprise you. I do think that Lord Mumford may have other concerns this evening. We do believe he had something to do with your late husband's death. Do you have any questions for me about Lord Mumford's possible involvement in your late husband's death, or do you have anything you think I should know about Lord Mumford's involvement in your late husband's death?
I would question how. Why?
I can answer the why. The how is a little bit wibbly. I believe you know the house that I am associated with deals in things that are slightly harder to explain. And this is one of those things. The why, you probably already know and are about to speak to him about.
No. No. He wouldn't.
Wouldn't he?
Philip was his protege. He wouldn't.
There are many reasons. Some people also don't like their proteges surpassing them. I cannot speak to his state of mind. I can speak to his actions or his possible actions, and that my colleagues are questioning him. I would not want to trouble you with speculation. but I would be delighted to accompany you up the hill to find out more with you.
We must. I find it hard to believe that that would be the reason. That seems so far-fetched.
I hope for your and our sake that I am wrong.
Let's. And she will without saying anything, she will come closer to you and she
Yeah.
will she'll hook her arm
I
in
was
yours.
going to offer an arm.
Mm-hmm,
So.
mm-hmm. And then, like, she'll kind of like, it's almost like she will hook her arm in yours and then like put her hand on top of your arm to kind of like you feel her like kind of like steeling herself for whatever the hell you're gonna find up the hill. Oh boy. Next round. So cards are dealt out again. You know, Morton's immediately out, and Jack and the escorts have already like left the hand. So he looks at his cards and he's like, nope, forget it, too rich for my blood. And I think it's just you and Lord Mumford staring at each other, Rose. So yeah.
I would like to, while they are staring at each other, maybe dealing out the cards or something like that, I'm going to walk over to the bar, like throw an arm around Morton's shoulders and kind of like drag him over to the bar and say like, you're also gloomy. We need, we need a memorial. And like I buy a bunch of drinks for everybody at the bar. And I hoist it up, whatever, my gin and tonic. And I say, to Brooksmeade, who breathed his last under this very roof. Uh, at least I think he breathed. It was hard to tell. There was. Did any of you see the body? It was quite grotesque, and I start to describe it in detail. And I'm sure he suffered. Like the rictus of pain on his face was incredible. There were, a garland of thorns growing out of his nostrils. And I'm trying to kind of like, this is all to like try and get to Mumford. Because like we saw the little thing tickling out of his ear, and I'm trying to kind of just see if I can't, provoke him, into some sort of a reaction with my, like heavy-handed invocation of his victim.
Right. I mean, it's just I mean, like, everybody else just has these horrified looks on their faces, like they're lifting up their drinks, so happy to have a free drink, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden you start going into your monologue, and they were like,
Yeah,
"Oh my God!"
but because I paid for him, they've got to listen
Oh, I know they
until I
do.
say, and now we drink. So yes, yeah,
Oh
exactly, yeah.
my God, yeah, and I think at this point, um, yeah, I mean, like as you're saying this recitation, Jack, I think like Mumford will like slowly like the cards are spread like in the river or whatever, like in front of him, and you have decent cards too, Rose, from what you can see, so you probably evenly matched yet again. But I mean, as Jack makes this very loud recitation, he starts to rise. Both hands are planted on either side of his river of cards, and he just keeps staring, and that thing in his ear just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as you're building up, and then like you're describing the condition of the thing, I think before you finish, and you're describing like when you get to the, like what happened to him, and getting like sucked dry or whatever, I think Mumford's going to get pissed. I think he's going to like start losing his cool, and the thing in his ear starts to, like, you can see this, Rose, you can start seeing it start to come out and clamp onto his ear, and he starts muttering, I know, I know, I know. It needs to be fed. I gave you one. I gave you one already. That's the one I wanted. That's the one I needed gone. Fine, fine. And then starts coming after you, Jack. So,
Yeah,
night
and
move.
so like he's what like getting up from his chair and heading
Yep,
towards
yep,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as I see him stand up, I say, then I say to Brooksmeade and his lovely widow now available. I understand, looking right at Mumford as he's walking towards me, and I'm starting to do one of these. So
It's even worse. You see, okay, so basically you start seeing like Mumford, like his hands start looking like not only like claws, but they start getting that gnarled branch type of look, like they're
mhm.
getting dried and also very twiggy, but like dangerously twiggy. And that thing is like clamped around his ear.
Yeah, and so I think this is where, and so he's like, he's coming at me,
Yeah, he's coming after
and
you.
and like like as I like throw down the drink in one hand, the other one is reaching to the bar, and I like grab the bottle of gin and just I'm gonna whip it at him so that it, kind of smashes and splatters all over him,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
and then with the other hand, as I put the glass down, I grab the lighter for cigars that they have
Oh
on the
yeah, okay,
bar, right?
got it, got
And
it.
as he comes at me, I flick, 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 and I'm hoping I can
You turn
flick
him
it
into a
up to,
Molotov
yeah,
cocktail.
yeah, before he whatever can get on
Sure,
top of me.
sure.
Yeah,
So night move, right?
yeah.
Okay. So what do you think will happen if you fail or lose your nerve?
I mean, will like um uh, I almost certainly have spilled some gin on myself in this, and I will go up. Whether the fire is effective on him or not, I'm going to find myself on fire, I suspect, if this doesn't go the way I want it to.
Yes. And the way it's worse is that not only will you be set on fire as well because of the gin splashing on you, but I think everybody else being around you and like, just being agog or whatever, that much alcohol like around and him being a hot twiggy mess will like cause him to flail, be more on fire, set everybody else on fire, and then like before you know it, hey, conflagration over at the Little Blackbirds.
In
Yay.
Blackbird Inferno.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right. Okay.
yeah, that's how it's worse.
So let me see. Let me
Night
this
to
feels
move.
like vitality to me, probably.
Yeah, because you're trying to do like a
Yeah.
lot of moves like
Yep,
all at
yep,
once.
yep, which is normally flat for me, but let me see if I got any.
Yeah, what do you got?
Um, I'm gonna mark my Gladius short sword. I don't have it with me, but this reflects the fact that like I have been a soldier. I have been
Mm-hmm.
in fights. I have,
Sure.
like this is not my first scrape,
No.
where like something has come at me trying to kill me and I've needed to improvise quickly to, to figure out how to take it down. So
Sure. Love it.
probably not the first monster I've killed. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that, kind of reflect
3d6.
reflect my fighting
Yep.
prowess.
3d6. Take the two highest
Yep.
plus your vitality.
High 1, 2. My vitality is flat. I'm just a regular dude.
Okay.
I just come back. That's all. So let me roll that. Oh, got me to a 7.
Okay. Just made it. All right. Awesome.
No, that's good.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So, um, yeah.
Oh, I can take a condition of being on fire without it actually or singed or something like that. But yeah,
Okay. Well, right. So describe to me like how this works like after you succeed in crashing the gin and
yeah,
lighting.
I smash him with the gin, and and like it's like he comes at me, flick flick, and like as he reaches to me, I just I hold that cigar lighter up, and his hand passes over it, and woof, it catches on his arm and starts to, kind of lick up his sleeve, and the gin is catching fire, and however it, whatever expression of, I'll let you tell me whatever you know, how it doesn't go perfectly, but it does light him on fire.
Yeah. I think the way it doesn't go well is that he grabs onto you still, and then he hooks those branchy claws into you. And the fire spreads and then goes into you, into that
Mhm.
wonderful fine jacket of yours, and will like start to you know cause you to start burning as
I'm
well.
yeah, I'm not getting the deposit back on that, I don't think.
No, but how do you like? Please tell me, because especially with the seven, like before we cut to the
Yeah,
next
sure.
unseen,
Hmm.
like how do you prevent him from starting to light everybody else on fire around
Oh,
you?
oh, I just like I come in and I just clutch him hard.
Okay.
Like before when I grabbed him by the lapels and jacked him up against the
Yeah.
walls,
Yeah. Yeah.
actually maybe what I do is just kind of like do that same thing where I grab him by the lapels,
Uh.
you know, put a foot behind his and just, slam him down onto the floor and I'm on top of him,
Okay.
and whatever. I might be on fire, but I'm keeping him from flailing around too much
Yeah.
as, and I'm like, and I'm yelling, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get
And
out
they
of here.
and they are they're evacuating, and like as he's burning and as you have him, his features are changing. That thing in his ear is starting to like mass over his face. Those claws are digging in harder and harder, and you can see like the wood like skin, the bark skin is moving up into his arms, and also going into his like chest and everything that you can see because his clothes are burning off, obviously. um so I don't know what you look like, but his expression on his face as he's burning is like a madman. And like while his face is peeling off, underneath you can see bark skin underneath.
Can I,
Yeah, please.
since I'm in the scene, can I? So this all happens as Mumford lunges for Jack. Um, Rose just like jumps on top of the poker table, pulls her gun. Fire. I don't think she fires and I don't think she fires a warning shot. I think she's gonna. I think she's gonna pull her gun in this crowded room because what could possibly go wrong here? And she's gonna take aim. She's gonna take aim and like pull off a couple of shots at Mumford.
Okay.
Because she knows, if she accidentally hits Jack, well, I mean, he'll be fine.
I think there's obviously like some screaming, cacophony. Oh my gosh. I think that's what we pull off just as we pull away from the scene. But I want you to, you know what? No, we're gonna do the roll after we come back from the unseen. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, unseen. 3. Mike. Millie Cooper cradles her young baby in her arms, softly murmuring stories of the baby's father, a man of noble blood. What do we learn of him?
So she tells, so she, she's murmuring stories about how she had been a servant in, she'd been one of the staff at, a London townhouse where, um, you know, guess I need to come up with a name where, no, like where Lord, you know, uh, Lord Witherington, had, you know, you know, he- that, that was his Mumford. Ah, oh, that'd be cool. Jim says in chat. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Let's do that. Thanks, Jim. She, she murmurs that, she'd been she'd been a household servant in Lord Mumford's London townhouse, and, he had taken a fancy to her, and they had something absolutely special, and, you know, and she has, um, once she was once it was clear that once it was clear that, you were coming into the world, he had to send her out of the house because that would only be proper. But he promised that he would be coming back, and she has sent him a letter and she just knows that he's going to be coming back. She's going to be coming back for her, and she's just waiting because Lord Mumford is such a kind person, and truly cares for her.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, as we we roll back into the scene, yeah, Elinor and Lady Sarah, as you make your way right up to the front door of Little Blackbirds, I think you hear the ruckus happening from around the back and upstairs, and then I think you start seeing like the whole like what's that flicker of light, and then like gets worse and worse, and then maybe you get to see, like, if you start stepping back and like you take Lady Sarah with you, Elinor, you start looking back and then you see Jack locked in the fiery embrace with something, and Jack, like, being like throwing himself on the floor with this thing on fire. What is that?
I daren't speculate, but I suspect it means no good for your or my evening. Has
And then we
anyone
start hearing
come out?
screaming. Yeah, we start
Yeah.
hearing screaming and everything like this, and then all the escorts start evacuating with like any patrons that are in there. And I think Mother Mallory is just making sure that she's like the last one out, aside from obviously, like, Larabee, Jack, and Lord Mumford. I I just made sure that everyone was out. What? It was horrible. I don't know what happened. She just changed in front of all of us. And this is Mother Mallory talking. She has a very
Right.
deep voice. Um, and she's like checking on everybody. Like she didn't even realize that you two had come up. But I mean, she's just checking on all of her employees. She's checking on all of the escorts. It's like, are you all right, Nora? Did you and Fitz? Are you okay? And then, like, she's just checking on everybody, and she's counting heads, and she's just making sure that all of her patrons and all the escorts are accounted for.
Mother Mallory, is everyone out? With the
Yes.
obvious exception of whoever Jack's hanging out with.
Uh, yes, your companions, your colleagues, they're still up there with uh, Lord Mumford? And that's a big question mark coming out of her voice.
Right. Lady Sarah, would you mind staying with Mother Mallory for a moment?
Yes. Yes. I don't understand.
I will endeavor to explain in a few moments.
Be careful, Elinor.
I will do my best. Mother Mallory, I need a bucket of water. Do you keep one on hand for fires?
Yes. Would that work, or do you need sand?
Never put out Jack before. Sand or water probably will work.
She hands you like a bucket of the sand first, but I mean, like, if you can't have the sand, then she'll give you the water next. Over by the door.
I haul corpses around. I'm probably fine with a bucket of sand.
Okay. So,
and I will
sand it is.
Resignedly walk in with a bucket of sand. What do I see?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, you have to trudge upstairs because, I mean, of course, it's
right.
Like, yeah. And what you see actually is, like, at the top of the stairs, like, you probably see, like, into the card room, like, you see, like, the distinct flickers of flame as the room starts to be on fire, and you see Rose on top of one of the card tables, like, shooting into something that's on fire. And then probably Jack's head, like, peeking above that thing. So, yeah. Rose. Night move, of course. You are trying to shoot into the rolling thing with Jack, It's trying to get purchase and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so...
Yeah, what I'm trying to accomplish here is to put an end to it.
Yes.
What I'm afraid will happen is I'm going to catch a passerby with a stray bullet who's like runs in front of me at exactly the wrong moment.
Well, this is inside, so I mean, like, I'm imagining that it's, you're not gonna be.
I mean, she's using a 40. I mean, she's using a 44 caliber gun, so those things go right through. Those things can go right through a wall, and then probably right through the next wall.
But I'm imagining that Jack and. All right, you know what? Like, we'll say it this way: everybody has evacuated out, except for right now, Dr. Whitford.
Okay.
So there's a high possibility because of timing that you could hit Dr. Whitford, and that's how it's
Okay.
worse.
She blunders into the line of fire. Got it.
Got it. That's
Love
how
it.
it could be worse. So
I
that's nightmare.
Got
blundered
it.
nowhere. You misfire.
That too. Hey. Okay. So that's night move. All right. So
And I think as she's doing that, I think she's like as most of the she hopped onto the table and like started shooting like as the people were like getting out so she could get a clearer shot. But as the people are left, she jumps down and it's like approaching quickly and is gets off a good 6 shots before she needs to reload.
yeah.
So can I? Would that be vitality?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because you're trying to do this quickly and
Yep.
trying to do this efficiently. Sure.
Cool. So I do have it because I rolled a 10 on the quickening. I do have advantage on vitality, which I think is going to cancel out. Probably going to cancel out one of my conditions. So
Yeah.
so I'm going to just roll with vitality.
Okay.
And as I do this, I see the flames spread through the room. They lap up onto the lovely wallpaper and several of the lovely paintings that are hanging on the wall also start to go up in flames. So I'm rolling. I got a 12.
Nice. Aww.
11 on the dice plus 1 is a 12.
Get something special. Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, tell me. I mean, you've got narrative control. You tell me what happens. You obviously do not hit Dr. Whitford, so you tell me what happens.
So I think so I think her first shot while she's standing on the table, first shot hits Mumford like square in the chest, and more of his flesh falls away, and we see the plant bark, the bark and the plant stuff. She then jumps off she jumps off the table when she lands. She takes another couple of shots, like moves forward and takes another shot. One goes one just obliterates his shoulder. Well, and I think one obliterates his shoulder, and several of the vines snap off, and maybe they twitch on the ground a little bit as they get caught up in the flame and burn. And then her final shot, then her sixth of the six shots in her revolver, she aims square at the back of his head, and yeah, the front of his head kind of blows open, but it's not blood. It's bits of gooey, greenish, brownish, black, sap and sap and plant materials. I mean, there's probably a little bit of blood in there, but that's mostly not, which ew. And I think at that, Mumford stops moving.
Yeah.
As the flames continue to spread through the room.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. And I think that's at that point, through the flames, that's where you see Dr. Whitford holding on to the pail of sand downstairs at the foot of the stairs. So, Jack, what would you say? Let's see. You rolled a 7 from last time. I'm definitely going to say. Oh God, what can I say? Oh Lord. Scorched to a fault. I mean, that's the first thing. I mean, that's a condition. Jesus, you know.
Sure. I'm gonna put charred.
Charred. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the thing stops moving, like it stops moving,
Hmm.
and now I am like frantically rolling on the ground. Um, uh, and I'm not quiet. I'm howling. This is incredibly painful. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
the whole resurrection thing doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when this stuff happens. And I'm, um, I am howling and I'm yelling in something that sounds vaguely like English, but not quite. Like maybe it's older. Like I've forgotten how to talk, kind of modern English as I'm, like trying to put the flames out and stuff like that. And I think that right now my concern is to try and kind of, like roll, pat myself out, maybe like roll into the roll into the fireplace or something like this, so that I don't burn the whole place down. I'm less concerned about burning to death myself because I know that that's something I can recover from than like burning the building down and have a collapse around me.
Yeah.
So,
Right now, the curtains or whatever was nearby is on fire, or like
yeah, okay.
starting to get catch.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean like this room is yeah catching because of like the stuff that's on the card tables and then the curtains. So yeah, I mean like you have to contain it here or the whole place is gonna start to go.
Got it.
What are you guys gonna do?
So Rose like sees that this fire is starting to get out of control, sees that Jack is also burning, but seems to be rolling toward the like the bricks before the fireplace. She's gonna grab some of the heavy curtains in the window that
Uh-huh.
haven't started burning,
Yeah,
and she's gonna use that to try to start beating the flames out.
perfect. And then Dr. Whitford, what are you doing with the pail of sand?
I don't think I have the presence of mind to not worry about Jack, so I'm going to throw a bucket of sand at Jack in hopes of putting him out.
No
I
problem.
may say, stop moving.
I'm gonna let you just like fiddle faddle with that because I mean like
Okay.
like he's kind of like in your object, and I'm just gonna let Rose like do her thing with the curtains
Yeah,
as
and
we
the
kind of
doctor
like.
throws the sand on me, which
Hmm.
puts out enough of the of it that I can kind of gasp and like and like I'm whatever, I've got third-degree burns over some significant portion of my body, and I blink, and I'm like kind of babbling in that like that kind of like ancient English, right? Whatever, that kind of like Gaulish language, and I call her, I say something 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 Latania, and I call you Latania, and then I blink a couple times and I say, ah, ah, Dr. Whitford, um, uh, did you bring any of your tonics? I may need some ointment of some kind.
I fear you may be past ointment, Jack, but
Because
I
I mean,
suspect we should vacate.
because I was gonna say because I mean like I could almost say and you can remind me about your playbook, Jim, but I
Mhm.
mean I'm wondering if you're suffering from such deep burns that your body goes into shock and then maybe you do pass on for a little bit, so they have to get you out. You turn into a corpse for a temporary time.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's
Yeah,
cool. I'll go ahead and so let me just read how this move works, just so
sure,
that we all,
sure.
because it's a custom playbook. So this is called no rest.
Yeah.
This is my core playbook move. Whenever you are killed as a result of a keeper reaction,
Yeah.
you may choose to mark the condition deceased and record the manner of your death. When another hunter has an intimate moment with your corpse, they may describe how they examine your mortal wounds and are engrossed, aroused, or repulsed by them. Clear all physical conditions, including deceased, and describe the process of your return, including what slowly fading sign of your cause of death is clearly visible to anyone who closely examines you. If your corpse is hidden, obliterated, or otherwise unavailable to another hunter, the keeper will ask you where and how you are revived. Clear all physical conditions, including deceased, and describe sign as above. In either case, you may roll the information move using composure upon your return. On a 10 plus, narrate a clue you noticed before you died or carried back with you from beyond, or ask the keeper to provide one. On a 7 to 9, as 10 plus, but mark a lingering condition related to the manner of your death. On a miss, mark a lingering condition to your death. Mark a lingering condition related to your death, and the keeper will react.
Okay, so like I was saying to Dr. Whitford earlier, it's like this is your prime opportunity to get squishy. Yay! But before we do that, let's take a break because I'm so sorry I kept you guys like really late to do that. So let's do to 10 past, and then we will finish with the last unseen, and then just kind of wrap up the night. Okay, so to
Perfect.
10 past. All right, see you then. Jim. Walter McTavish is a homeless ex-soldier who sleeps on the filthy straw-covered floor of the casual ward when he's not been able to beg and scrounge enough for a bed elsewhere. What has he lost in service to Queen and country?
The Victoria Cross he still wears, pinned to his worn and threadbare charity coat, is one of just 2 remaining souvenirs of his time on the continent. The other is the screaming night terrors that only laudanum can subdue. Despite the apparent wholeness of his flesh, the grinning lad who shipped out was well and truly snuffed out in a muddy field in the Crimea, leaving only this grasping, hollow thing in its place.
So, you've put out the fire. We cut to the scene of where it's starting to perhaps be very, very dim fingers of light, perhaps.
Can I add one detail of as we see as Rose leaves the room as the flames are out, which is she goes over to the poker table and grabs all the cash.
So the fire's out. I just want to know, are you bringing Jack's body out of Little Blackbirds and like taking it somewhere? You know, we can fast forward to that particular scene, Dr. Whitford.
I suspect that Dr. Whitford would want Rose to go out the back way with Jack's corpse and at least check in with Mother Mallory and Lady Sarah. And then all meet back at the house.
Yeah, I can do that. I will wrap Jack's body in one of the heavy curtains so it's not obvious, so it looks like I'm just carrying a big rug through. I'm carrying a big rug that I'm loading into the hansom rather than a corpse.
Right. Okay.
Everyone's very distracted anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can actually roll me up in the rug.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's more or less what I'm doing.
What do you say? What do you do, Dr. Whitford, as Rose takes Jack back to Hargrave?
What do I say to Lady Sarah? Or
Yeah.
I think I will tell her that she no longer needs worry about Lord Mumford's attentions, that he seems to have gotten mixed up in our sort of business, and that he is no longer in the world. And I'll tell Mother Mallory the fire seems to be out. I believe we managed to contain the damage to one room.
Oh, what a relief. Oh, I mean, I'll have to figure out how to recover that room. I mean, that is one of our most popular entertainment places. Oh dear. Oh. And as she's thinking about this, and Lady Sarah's looking a little bit lost at the moment, a grand carriage rolls up. Maybe you recognize it, maybe you don't. You're not quite familiar with it just yet, but it is It is like a polished, deep red mahogany, and it sort of has like some floral motifs painted on the sides, like along the doorways, and out peeks the uh, flowered, hatted face of your neighbor.
Oh, oh my goodness. I was taking an early morning run for some supplies. Mother Mallory, what's happened?
And of course, Mother Mallory goes over to the carriage and to her friend, Mrs. Pemberton Potts, tells her what's been going on. And,
Oh, don't worry, dear.
and then she kind of pats her with like one of those, like, like lace gloved hands of hers and says,
No worries. We shall get that straightened away. Not a problem.
and then she kind of like looks at you, looks over at you, Dr. Whitford, and says,
I assume it's been handled. Did you catch who had done it?
Yes, they will no longer be a problem.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Is there anything that I can do to compensate? I know that you're probably working for Lady Ross Carter. But I'm so very glad for you to have done this favor for my friend. I'm perfectly happy to provide some kind of payment for Hargrave House if need be.
Oh, I wouldn't want. I know that you and Lady Ross Carter are old friends. I wouldn't want to presume. I think that you should have that conversation with her.
I will.
But I appreciate your kind offer.
Absolutely, we are neighbors, of course. Please, please. One of the things that I can offer is if you would do me the pleasure of stopping by for some tea.
I believe we can arrange that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I mean, clearly not. And I will gesture to like my soot-stained grotesque.
When you feel more presentable and more settled. And the invitation goes to everyone in Hargrave House.
You may regret that, but I will share your invitation.
All right then.
and then she will again talk with Mother Mallory about like some arrangements to help get renovations started on her her room in Little Blackbirds. And
Does Lady Sarah happen to be paying particular attention to Morton or anyone else in the crowd?
Yes, actually, as you turn away from from Mrs. Pemberton Potts, you do notice that Lady Sarah has edged closer to Morton Casing, and Morton Casing puts an arm around Lady Sarah.
I'll make it very I will make sure that I circle around so that Lady Sarah can see me approaching, if she cares to. And we'll simply say, Lady Sarah, I believe that at least one of the conversation you were intending to have tonight no longer needs to take place. I must get back to the house, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have later. You know how to get in touch with me if you want. If I do not hear from you, I will assume that you do not wish to know anymore. Or we can talk about other things.
I'd like that. Do not be a stranger, Dr. Whitford, if you so choose.
I would be delighted.
And she smiles at you very graciously. And we can call... Enigma at Little Blackbirds resolved. Yay.
Oui.
Okay, so let me provide some rewards. I'm just gonna follow what's in the keeper for Dawn's instruction for Dawn, because I don't think that's changed any. Okay. Rewards if the threat was resolved. Yes. Okay. A quartz crystal shard that seems to have a faint glow added to your personal quarters. A camellia pressed between the pages of an erotic poetry book. Add it to your personal quarters. A stained handkerchief doused with heady perfume. Add it to your personal quarters. 3 blackbird feathers. Add them to your personal quarters. Or a memento from the investigation. Ask another hunter or the keeper what it is and add it to your personal quarters. Take a choice from one of those 5 things.
Can more than one of us take the memento? That's how it used to be set up. If there's if we want to get somebody else to do it, or is there only the one, and the rest of us have to take from the listed rewards?
I mean, if you're not feeling it for the things, I mean, I guess this is a play test after all. I mean, I guess I could provide more than one memento choice. So, yeah.
What is a camellia?
It's a flower.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take the flower pressed to the pages of an erotic poetry book.
Cool. Go ahead.
Memento or feathers, I think. So, yeah, memento or feathers, but I haven't picked. You?
I'll take the quartz crystal.
I'll take the feathers.
That leaves the stained handkerchief or the memento for Lady Ross Carter. Okay. So, alrighty. So, answer dawn questions. So let's head over to American. Actually, yeah. Hunters answered a question. Yes. Yeah. Hunters resolved a threat. Yes. Did you experience an echo in the night?
Yeah, I tried to put a parallel between the paintings in the card room with the painting that I established in the workhouse.
Yep. And even though it really is not supposed to have anything to do with the hunters unseen and the hunter seen and the unseen, you did mention a Lord Mumford, so I mean it sort of counts. Boy howdy. So you can take it. So take that point. Did you stick out in London society for all the wrong reasons?
Kind of think I did.
Yes. Did you use violence to solve a problem?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Does unloading of a revolver into somebody count?
Yeah.
Probably does.
Yeah. Gun violence, yes. So take those points, and then, excuse me, if you need an advancement, just take note of it. If you don't want to pick it right away, clear your dawn questions, your check marks off of your dawn questions, and then change your elective dawn questions if you so choose. I'm going to mark off Lady Ross Carter's dawn questions. So answer a question, resolve a threat, definitely. Leverage social status to gain the upper hand. I'm going to say from the last cycle, probably yes. And face-to-face encounter with the Mastermind. I don't remember if she did. I don't think so. So I'm going to say that. So 1, 2, and then 3. So basically, she gets an advancement. All right. Next, Dr. Whitford. Let's take a look-see. You answered a question. You resolved a threat. Did you experience an echo in the night? No problem.
Yes. I believe the pie counts.
Okay, yes. Did you secretly engage in a romantic or emotional behavior at odds with your aloof, logical exterior?
I think somewhere between fracturing at Jack's mention of Brutus and being friendly with Lady Sarah, yes.
Absolutely. Please mark off that dawn question.
Sadly, there was no squishy bits.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to give the opportunity to do it. Jack was dead.
It's okay.
All right. Just remember to take it, okay? So
we'll get there.
You got 4 points.
I'll get it tested someday.
We have cannibal pig worshippers coming up next week, so we should be ample opportunity.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 points. Add them to your advancement track. Clear your dawn questions, and then change your elective dawn questions if you so choose. Okay. All right, and Jack condemned. All right, you answered a question. Resolved a threat. Do you experience an echo in the night?
There was a sign about not blocking the doors of the poorhouse that echoed a sign from last time about not blocking the doors of the neighboring businesses at Fig's Pigs. Yeah.
Nice. Did you casually mention encountering an important historical personage?
That's maybe my favorite of the condemned questions that I wrote, where you can just kind of casually, oh, this time Rasputin and I, or blah blah blah, whatever. So well, maybe not Rasputin yet, but yeah, trying to talk Brutus out of killing Caesar, and that didn't work out well for me.
No,
So yeah.
like that. Okay, cool. Did you compare someone to another you lost long ago?
In my delirium, as I was drawing my final breath from burns, I mistook Dr. Branford for my sister Latanya before I died.
Nice. Like it. All right, cool. Alrighty. Okay, take those points. Clear your dawn questions. Change your elective dawn questions if you so choose.
Advance, hello.
Yep. Yeah, and if you're up for an advancement, again, like don't forget to figure out what move or what you're planning to do with it.
Oh, I got it. I got an advancement. I now have as cruel as the harlot's curse.
Okay. Dawn questions, selected dawn questions, any playbook or custom moves that are resolved during the dawn phase. Okay. So you only got a 10, so obviously the effect wears off if you like got advantage or anything on a move, like it faded at dawn. Condemned. Did you get anything for your particular move? For being
No,
deceased?
I'm dead right now.
Okay. All right.
So somebody's got to
Okay,
we
so
need
not
to.
yet. So
No,
basically,
yeah, no. We'll start the day phase with somebody taking a look, checking out my body, and then I can come back. Yeah.
excellent. Okay, great. Anybody have any masks that need to be narrated still? Anything? Nope.
Oh,
Dice were pretty
I th-
good to us that time.
I
Don't we
think
have some from last time that we
we
didn't
have
narrate? Yeah.
yeah, we have the I think we all have the I think we have the threat one.
Yeah, that vision of the pig or whatever it
Vision of
was
the pig.
that
Yeah,
I was all
I
chewing the
have Dr.
scenery on last time.
Whitford. I
Yeah.
have Dr. Whitford, Lady Rose Carter, and Larabee
Miss
still needing to do
Larabee.
Mask of the Pig. Anybody have that ready yet?
I didn't
If
write it
not, then
down,
we
but
open with that for, you know.
Yeah, we'll have everybody here next time, hopefully. So
it's okay with you. Yeah, why don't we I had some
Yeah.
ideas that I intended to write down and didn't.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, cause I was thinking about like you know like opening up with a new day, but I'm thinking maybe we could just end early tonight if that's okay, and then like you know we'll just start fresh like you know for next time.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so let's
did
see.
you maybe I know you'll have to do the full thing. Could we maybe get a little preview of the new threat that is
Yes.
gonna come in?
Absolutely. Give me a second. I just want to like make sure that I remember what to do for next time.
Yeah, sure.
So, reward. Excuse me. Yeah, reward choice for Lady Ross Carter. Lady Ross Carter gets an advancement, and then 3 people still have to do their mask of the pig. So just reminders for next time. Okay. And then let's see. Preview for the threat. The camera pans into a nice home in Kensington, into a wide salon area. It's not marked, but the surroundings are plush, comfortable, and big enough to house these fairly well-dressed people. And it is a club. They seem to only have one topic of conversation that they are discussing, and they are talking about this new alienist from Germany and his mind-altering hypnotherapeutic methods. I've had the chance to relieve myself of my pain, my regrets. I don't feel them as strongly anymore. I'm not held back. Dr. Clauser has been my salvation. He promises that we will be able to see the world through azure eyes.
stripped of the shackles of the past.
And we fade out from this particular scene. And then we see this woman who was once so happy and so enthusiastic about seeing the world through different perspective, now horrified, looking down at one of the people that was also so enthused, as this person is dead in a Whitechapel alley, his hands bloodied and with dried streaks of blue tears upon his cheeks. And she holds a card that she somehow received from someone with the name Hargrave House on it. And she hails a cab and says for the driver to bring her to Hargrave House right away. That is your preview for next time.
That's great.
What is your stars and wishes? So let's go in character keeper order if you so choose. Okay. So Mike, stars, wishes. What do you got?
This was a super fun. This was a super. I mean, it was a short session, but I really had a great time tonight. Yeah. Star to Jim for the casually dropping. I tried to talk Brutus out of assassinating Caesar, but that did not go so well for me. Yeah. Yep. Love that. Also another star for your oh so awkward toast that was clearly done to clearly done to provoke Mumford, and it worked. Kim, big star for your scene with Lady Black. I can never remember her name. Lady Blackmore.
Brooksmeade.
Brooksmeade. All right, thank you. Yeah, Blackmore. That was the original setting for Dungeons and Dragons back in 1974. Anyway, yeah, that was a lovely scene. I think we got some great characters. I think we saw some great character development there, and yeah, that was just a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a big star to you for just putting up with our bullshit. And I do just love how you are personifying the Mastermind. She just seems so nice.
She is. Absolutely. She wants to give you tea and crumpets.
As for wishes, I don't think I have anything in particular. I'm just curious as to see where this game goes. This is my first full play. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, this is the first time I've played like a full campaign length of the Between, and I'm really looking forward to experiencing it.
Star to you, Mads, for letting me have these long conversations with Lady Sarah. And I appreciate you saying that it was interesting for you, Mike, because I'm really enjoying Lady Sarah. And also thank you for like giving me opportunity to say, yeah, Jack is just breaking Dr. Whitford piece by piece. Rose, I liked jumping up on the table. Like it just seemed very cinematic. Like I kind of see you doing just like the 2 feet home onto the table. And Jim, the provocation, like the whole scene of getting Mumford to attack was amazing. Had you picked a memento, I wanted you to have like a burnt piece of that jacket to keep with you forever, since you can no longer return it. I think that's it for stars. Wishes, like I just want to be a little braver personally with like finding some body parts and using my move and using my personal quarter items. I think that's it. And I'm looking forward to having the world's most awkward tea with our neighbor. I can't wait to see Rose at tea.
How the hell do you people drink this shit?
Mrs. McGarrett has been trying to train you for how long now? Oh my god. That'll be great. And Jim.
Yeah, this was super fun. We resolved our first threat, which is very cool. I really like that. And you know, and also like one of the things that I really liked, Mads, was that like you did an interesting thing, which is a little bit of a like um kind of a tightrope in these Card from Brindlewood games, which was you kind of made it clear that there was more going on than we knew about without undercutting our solution in any way, right? Like the guy that we said was responsible,
Mhm.
but like we didn't get into what his motive was or who else may have. I mean, we did get into what his motive was, but we didn't really talk about the extent to which Lady Brooksmeade was involved. And I really liked that you made it clear that there's like other stuff going on and that, maybe she's not quite as naive as we thought and all this kind of stuff and everything. But in no way did it feel like you were imposing anything on our attempt to resolve the plot, which are the threat, which was fantastic. I really loved how all that rattled out. That was very, very cool. Um, uh, Kim, I'm delighted that other people got to hear you say a thing I have heard you say many times, which is, "Oh, you poor sweet summer child." Which, over the years I have known Kim, I've heard her say that on several occasions. Always, very context appropriate, and this evening was no exception. That was wonderful to hear that coming out like that, and also just the um um Dr. Whitford's um practicality in these matters was made very apparent in her discussion with her, which I really like that she's, um uh you know she simultaneously um you know is like encouraging women around her and herself to exercise the agency that they are able to while understanding that they live in a society. And that's a fascinating part of her character, and really, looking forward to seeing more of that, and as we go along. Uh, Mike, the that was the perfect use of a personal quarters item. Where when you're like sitting down to the card game and it hadn't even, and it's so funny because I had totally forgotten that I think I gave you that personal quarters item back when we first made our characters, and like I'm like, oh, I'll just spout off that she knew Wild Bill Hickok. Whether that's true or not, who the heck knows? But that was great then, and then you hauled that out for that thing, and echo with Kim that the like, you know, I'm just gonna jump up on the table and start shooting stuff is like a very American response to like an altercation in a pub, right? In a British pub where that would not be the reaction of anybody British to jump up on the table and haul your guns out and start firing away. But that was a lot of fun. Um, Wishes. This is the first time that Jack has been, you know, dead in the game with his move, and I really want to see, who steps up to take a look at his corpse and, be there when he comes back. Very much looking forward to that. Um, and also to this is the first time that we are gonna, no kidding, gonna have um two threats that we are really, no kidding, like investigating at the same time. Like by the time pigs came up, we were like pretty much close to being able to resolve the other one. So it didn't really feel like we had to shuffle back and forth between them. But with this new threat, it does feel like that, and the kind of like having to juggle stuff and not let them go is kind of part of the tension of this game, and it's neat to see that starting to ramp up. And I'm looking forward when we gotta juggle three at the same time, because I know that's a thing, and so really looking forward to that, and to see what other threats we use.
Yep. I'm gonna do my wishes first because, yeah, I can't wait to see how you guys handle the 2 and 3 threats go on the table at the same time, because you're gonna have to make some choices, and especially if certain threats have time limits. So you're just gonna have to figure out what to do. Like, you gotta like make some decisions, and figure out like who you want to concentrate on. And again, I love the pairing off. I think it's wonderful, and especially like trying out different pairs. But also too, especially now that Wild Rose has the new move, like Cruel as a Harlot's Curse. That may not happen all the time. Maybe there's a solo, maybe there's a pair, maybe there's like another solo, whatever. I mean, like, you just get split up in different ways now, so you just got to kind of like what is it, manage your resources a little bit differently. So it'll be interesting to see. And another wish is that now that Jack's dead, take advantage of indulging in squishy bits. I mean, he did. You got a corpse.
I don't feel like I've snapped enough to try to harvest Jack yet, but I definitely see that coming.
Take advantage of it. When he's dead, he's dead. You slap him on your slab, and then just, again, do your move. I don't care. It is what it is. Maybe you find a clue in him. I don't know. I mean, it's very possible. He was rolling around with the, hey, whatever. Yeah.
I'm definitely getting up at the squishy bits. I'm just not harvesting yet. I need to be a little crazier for that.
I mean, you might have the opportunity. I mean, like there may be a chance to check out this new dead body. So there you go. Or somebody else may die. It depends on like how badly somebody else rolls. I will provide bodies the next time somebody rolls a bad move. I can't wait. So those are my wishes. Okay, great. With the stars, let's see. Yeah, so the wonderful conversations that Dr. Whitford was having with Lady Sarah, I mean, those were just so delightful. I mean, like, you were being woman to woman, and like starting to get to the whole, hey, what else is going on here? And then she was being vulnerable, but also revealing herself as well, because like maybe another intention was to see, because I was trying to also feed into what you were trying to do, what was suggested, which was like, let's get her up there, let's get Lady Sarah up there, and see if that kind of sparks a bit of like forcing Lord Mumford's hand. But I mean, you guys just pushed him too far right away, so hey, didn't need it. All right, great. So we got to find out some nice character moments with Dr. Whitford with that, and I really think that Dr. Whitford's going to be Elinor will be an interesting character to see. So, and don't feel as if you have to be a stranger. So if you think that you would like to call upon Lady Sarah again as a side character, I'm all for it. Like, you just have a reason. You have a friend. Hey, it's fine. Whatever you want to do. And then, let's see. Jack, I mean, that speech was just awful and hilarious at the same time. That was just like, everyone's agape. Like, it's the kind of like toast that somebody makes at a wedding that you're like, why are you talking about divorce? Like that sort of thing. And it's just like, oh my God. It was great. And then just just seeing like the daring do of like just making sure that like nobody else gets harmed, and then like just pushing Lord Mumford to the floor, and then just taking the hit for the fire. That was cool to see. Yeah, Jack getting into a tussle, and Rose. Holy crap! I mean, like, again, the whole cinematic idea of like jumping on the table, shooting like the rounds into the body, and trying to like go for the head. I loved it. That was brilliant. So that 12 like really helped you out there. That was awesome. And yeah, the way it wrapped up was really cool. It gave me the opportunity to bring the Mastermind in, which is one of the things that I was going to do anyway. But I mean, like, I thought that was really appropriate for having her come in and well, do what she normally does, meddle. So it was really awesome today. even as short of a session as it was. So, great job in resolving the threat, and yeah, I think good start. So we'll see how you guys continue onward with the 2 threats that you have on the board, Figs Pigs, and then the next one when I fully introduce it next time. So hopefully we'll have the full contingent, introduce the threat properly, and yeah. And then have other people everybody make sure that they complete their masks for next time as well. Okay. So, anything else that anybody wants to mention? Okay. Thank you so much for playing tonight. Short session, so get your rest, recover well. Happy gaming for the week, and I will see you guys next time. All right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Thanks.